Number 1 Thomas fan videos are 100% AI free. We support human artists on this channel. If you enjoy the content on this channel, consider supporting the Patreon for as little as $3 a month. Thank you! The day I am uploading this is the 13th of June, 2025. I was born on this day 20 years ago. Boy, time really does fly by. 20 years on this planet, and 5 years on YouTube. I started this channel when I was just 16. If you told 16-year-old me that he'd still be making videos on YouTube 5 years later, never mind at 1,570 subscribers, what the heck, I love you guys. He would have thought you were crazy. And yet, here we are. And to think we're where we are right now, all because of a silly little blue talking train. Speaking of said little blue train, I've had plenty of different interests over the years, some recent and some old. But Thomas has always been one of them, and over the years I've always recurringly asked the question, why Thomas? Why is this the one I particularly latched onto? Well, that's the question I aim to answer today. Thomas is ready to leave the station, so get your tickets ready and hop on board as we try and figure out the answer to the question, what does Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends mean to me? Given the nature of this question, we shall be sticking with the classic series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, series 1 through 7. Adding series 8 through 12 and the CGI series and All Engines Go just makes things muddied and makes the question harder to answer. The thing about the question of why do I like Thomas is that it's a seemingly simple question to answer on paper, but I've seen so many varying answers from so many people that I have to wonder, what's my reasoning? What is it about it that appeals to me? Well, I've taken the time to think about it, and I've boiled it down to a few core things. Number 1, the music. I think Thomas has a very strong musical identity. It uses its music in a variety of ways, either to highlight the tone of a scene or to get across the personality of a character. This is highlighted especially well in Series 1 with each character's character-specific theme. Thomas's theme, for an example, is very upbeat and bouncy. It highlights his childish nature and overall cheeky personality, as does Percy's. Gordon's theme does a good job of explaining that he's a big, strong engine who is very proud and very fast. And James's theme does a good job of highlighting his vanity, how he considers himself to be all that and a bag of chips. And even taking the perfect character summary angle aside, every single theme does a great job of being very catchy and memorable. I guarantee you that after giving an episode a watch, you'll be having some of these themes stuck in your head. For number 2, I'm gonna say the visuals. I think this is a reason for a lot of people, because I think a lot of people can agree that Thomas is a very visually eye-catching show. I mean, there aren't a lot of shows that have a similar visual style to Thomas, at least in the United States anyway. There's something very amazing about the fact that this show was all man-made. No computers, no artificial intelligence, just a bunch of people working together, building a bunch of physical props on actual physical sets. It just really makes the universe the show takes place in look more real, like it's a place that you could actually visit. Couple that with the fact that the characters operate like real trains should operate. They don't jump off the track to go sniff roses or anything. They deliver goods and passengers to their destinations just like real trains do. The show has a very big understanding that its characters are machines, and uses it as its core appeal, rather than a limiting factor. I feel like that segues us into number 3 really well, which I think is the show's universe. When you take away the whole the trains have faces and can talk thing, the island of Sodor feels like it's a really real place that could exist in our world. Not counting Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which adds things like gold dust and a interdimensional magic railway, or flower phones. The show manages to stay rather grounded in reality. Yeah, sometimes we'll push it a little bit further. I mean, it's a kid's show, it's gotta have some form of fun. But it manages to make itself feel like a really real world. And I think that's something even kids can appreciate. It brings a form of familiarity and relatability to the world. I mean, the engines all even feel very real as characters. They all feel like people you could meet in real life. Yeah, they're all generally good-natured and hardworking and want to be really useful, but some can be very vain. Some can be rather cheeky. Some are kind, some are snooty, some are wise, and some are rather silly. But each character has a lot more to them than just the basic trait you can assign to describe them. There's a lot of layers to them. They ain't all black and white, just like real people. It ain't the most sophisticated pinnacle of writing or anything, but each character having layers to them makes them feel more relatable and fun to watch. They've got their flaws and their quirks and their strengths and good qualities, all of which that balance them out to make them feel like well-rounded characters. The engines all feel like one big family. Sometimes they argue and bicker or tease each other or play tricks on each other, but they all care about each other deep down and will always do whatever they can to help each other out. I think that's one of the main reasons I love Thomas. The show has a strong sense of family and belonging. These engines are all so different and have such different personalities and clash with each other so differently, but they all care about each other. They all feel like they belong. They're happy just being themselves, doing the things they all love. And at the end of the day, what does one long for other than a sense of belonging? I also applaud the show for allowing it to have a sense of danger and putting its characters into perilous situations. A handful of times we've seen characters escaping being cut up for scrap, sometimes just barely by the skin of their teeth.
But just as it was about to grab hold of him, it stopped. There stood the Fat Controller. It's a good thing I've chosen to visit this yard tonight. Saving you from scrap is getting to be a habit, Stepney. Please stop it. Yes, sir, but I have learned something. What's that? There's no place like home. And that's exactly where you're going now.
But they've also been put in situations like floods, avalanches, or out-of-control boulders.
When the Fat Controller inspected the damage, he decided to close the mine. Then he looked at Boulder. We should have left this part of the island alone, he said thoughtfully.
Well, dang man, that's a little bit ominous for a kids show, don't you think? Well, that's just the beauty of Thomas. Classic Thomas, anyway. It's able to work with a variety of tones. And I think those are Thomas's strongest points. It's technically impressive, it's fun, it's got good music, it's bold, it's wholesome. In a lot of ways, it's a very complete package. But what about me personally? Well, I think the show is a good source of inspiration and a good source of comfort. No matter how crazy our world gets, no matter how much life gets you down, Thomas and his friends will always be there, living on their little island, blissfully unaware to all the horrible goings on in our world, just happily living in their little world of adventures. The island of Sodor is escapism in its purest form, a place with no worries, a place where the sun always shines, and a place where good friends are never far away and are always there for you. It may sound corny, but when they've been in your life for so long, these silly little talking trains eventually feel like a second family to you. They're always there for you, during good times and bad times, your highest points and your lowest points. No matter where you are in life, when you need them the most, Thomas and the rest of the Fat Controller's engines will always be there. Whenever I'm feeling low, Thomas is always there to bring me back up. There's nothing better than just putting on some episodes of Classic Thomas and just feeling yourself fading away into the island of Sodor. I will forever applaud every talented individual that was involved in the show's production and bringing the land of the island of Sodor and Thomas the Tank Engine and all of his friends to life. I can't possibly thank them enough. They've brought me and so many others so much more than just a show. They brought us a universe of a sense of childlike wonder and discovery. They brought us something to bring comfort and positivity in the darkest of hours. They brought us a universe that continues to inspire us to this very day. It's honestly not an exaggeration when I say that I owe Thomas the Tank Engine a hell of a lot. So thank you, Thomas. Thank you for bringing light into my life. Thank you for always being there. And honestly, thank you for being a good friend over these past 20 years. I don't know what the future holds for myself, and frankly your future is rather uncertain as well, but we'll both see where life takes us. And no matter where I go, I know you'll always have my back. You silly little blue train, you. Godspeed, Thomas the Tank Engine. Godspeed. Well, that does it for this video. If you made it this far, I can't thank you enough for putting up with me rambling and getting all introspective over a silly little talking train of a face. And if you are this far into the video, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. We'll be happy to have you join the audience. I suppose it's obligatory for YouTubers to show this graphic to entice people to subscribe, so maybe seeing this graphic will make you consider subscribing. And of course, make sure to like, comment, and share, as that helps the channel grow in the algorithm. And consider supporting me on Patreon for as little as $3 a month. Every little cent counts. If you enjoy these kind of videos where I just talk into the microphone, consider leaving ideas for them in the comments. And make sure to stay tuned for other things like trains videos, or wooden railway videos, or even possibly more coming in the future. I really want to make this channel the best it can be, so if you can financially support it, or even just support by watching the videos and subscribing, then I really appreciate it. I'm very passionate about Thomas, and the idea that I can make content for other Thomas fans to enjoy just really warms my heart. But what about you guys? What does Thomas mean to you? How has it impacted your life? And if not Thomas, what's made the biggest positive impact in your life? Sound off in the comments, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.